And now, a few more moments behind the scenes with the MT and me. All right, let's try this again.
Hold on just a second. Let me get my cat that ain't supposed to be out in.
You want me to lock her and tell you something? Until we can figure out how she keeps getting out. Please.
There, we got the cat. That'll be good. And that's what you call a take. If I can find the button to turn it off. Hey, Nomis. All right. First order of business today here on the MT and me is something kind of special. We're going to go across the street and help out my neighbor Thomas. He has a little alternator project going on, and since we've got a little bit of experience here on the MT and me with alternators lately, he asked me to come over and help him out, getting it wired in right and hooked up. So let's go across the street, see if we can help a neighbor. Howdy.
Hey. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah,
How are you?
Oh.
Get over here.
Oh, there, sir.
You can see what's going on.
Alright.
So what are we doing today?
Putting an alternator on this old Ford.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had a leak up here.
Uh-huh.
Antifreeze dripped down on it and messed it up. So
Lovely.
So now I need to know
Which wire goes where?
which of these wires go where.
Alright.
I got 3 wires. I got a white wire and a white wire and 2 black wires.
White and 2 black. They didn't give you a diagram with your alternator?
Mm-mm.
Really?
This was the plug.
Okay. Is this the same plug under there?
It's supposed to be.
It is? Okay.
It's supposed to be.
Well, if it is, then maybe we don't have a problem. You really can't see it with it mounted there, can you? It's all, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
It's all underneath. Okay, so yeah, white. So it actually goes like that.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So you're, you see here. Okay, so yeah, that's the outside, one that's marked.
Which would be this one.
Which would be this one. I just bought a brand new wire stripper. I should have brought it over here with me. I got one of those fancy ones. It just pulls them apart. Yeah. Maybe I need to go get it.
You might need to if we're gonna get this done anytime soon.
Yeah. I'll step over and grab it.
All right. Oh, got some on that one.
We got a little bit.
Say what, son? Yeah, you can.
See, I strip enough wire in my business, I decided to buy a professional one. Let's see. This one's self-adjusting. Yeah, okay. There it goes.
Alright, let's see what.
You're right back where you were, I think. But...
Yeah, probably.
Oh, come on.
That's all she's got.
Hang on, we got it. There it is. All right.
Yay.
Yeah.
Alright.
He said, kind of persuade it around that pulley.
Yes, sir.
All right. I want to make it clear, we are not professionals. We don't know if we did this right, and we don't know if it's going to work. So, yeah. Those wire connectors were something new, so not sure if we fastened those, but we do have a connection on all three of them, so that's the important part.
Yep.
And I was over here about a month ago, and we were trying to figure out why it would turn over, but it wouldn't run. So, fuel pumps. That was my guess. I diagnosed it correctly. Oh, that work on Dodge vans is paying off.
Yeah, on Ford.
On a Ford pickup, yeah. Little shot of the finished product here. All the wires are reconnected. They're all taped up. Back in the loom. Belt's back in place. That's just old tape. Ought to be good to go. Sounded all right. Nothing flew apart, and looks like it's leaking a little bit, but it didn't spit anything. So
Leaking just a little bit.
And thus ends this special episode of Alternator Mechanics here on the MT and Me and the F-150. Yeah. Let's start a new channel. All right. Well, I certainly hope we put his alternator on properly. I think we did. I think he'll be all right. But I'll give you an update a little later on. And I guess I picked up a little bit more experience when it comes to electrical wear, because now I'm going to have to design the whole electrical system for Pearl whenever we reach that point. For now, I'd just like to get a gas line put in. Whether we get to do that this week or not, that is the question. have noticed, it's a wee bit windy today. And we're right on the brink of another storm. I know it seems like every time I come to you here on the MT and Me, we're 12 hours away from some massive storm, but that's the way it is. That's springtime in the south. It's beautiful one day. Earlier today, the sun was shining. It was like, honest to goodness, around 84, 85 degrees. Now we've got these 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts that are causing scattered power outages. So far, no more limbs have fallen from grandfather oak. But I do have a little bit of wind damage control to do here on Pearl. Like I told you before, that plastic just doesn't hold up. So let's see if we can tape this back before the torrential rains begin. Not sure how long that'll last, but if it gets through tonight's storm, I'll be happy. I'll tell you what, a couple of days of warm temperatures in the 80s and near 90 and some rainy weather, and my grass is suddenly pleading to be cut. Yeah, I'll obviously be breaking out the old lawnmower very soon, if it ever quits raining and gets dry enough to mow. In the meantime, before we bring things to a close this week, let's go back inside Pearl, because it has been brought to my attention that I have a little bit of unfinished business in there concerning the air cleaner. So, crawling back in Pearl here, you know, we spent a lot of time last week putting this brand new, beautiful, much better fitting air cleaner on top of our gorgeous Dodge 360 engine here. And the whole point in doing that was getting a lower profile so that the engine cover would fit over the entire air cleaner assembly and engine without touching it or sitting on it, which was the problem with the first air cleaner we put on. So someone asked me last week, well, where's the engine cover? You never put it back on. And I thought, you know, they're right. So we're going to fix that little problem right now. Here's the engine cover. Let's see if it fits any better. you can see right here that it does. Look at all that clearance right there. I think part of our problem was that little extension we had on this. It was pushing this to way up here, so the cover was sitting on that. But now, if we put the cover up where it belongs, it's fitting just fine. And tell you there's a good 2 inches of clearance between the top of the air cleaner and this surface right here. Once we get the cowling repaired, which here's the piece that goes there. I know that's ugly, but you can get an idea that it's going to do just fine once we do get some repairs done. And so, we can get back to the business of finding a fuel line, which I still haven't done yet. And getting that put on and see about getting that engine started. Not having to worry anymore about the air cleaner system or how it's going to fit or anything like that. Good, we can scratch all that off the list. Okay, so on that note, I'm going to kind of wrap things up for this week. Let me give you a little interesting update. At the beginning of this video, we went across the street and helped my neighbor Thomas with the alternator on his Ford F-150, okay? I think it's a 95 model, maybe, somewhere in the 90s. Nice truck, it's really nice, great condition, and runs great, as long as the alternator works, which it did for about a day. And then his alternator light came on. That would have been yesterday? Yeah. And I'm getting my days messed up here. Anyway, so he checked it, or had it checked, and they said, oh, the diodes are bad. Bad alternator. Okay, so he's afraid we might have hooked it up wrong, but we didn't. We did good. And so anyway, they gave him another alternator. Took that one back, gave him another one. Well, he took that and put it on himself. He didn't even tell me about it until like a day later. And so far so good on that. So I guess our work was not in vain. Hey, no Miz. Future Russ here, interrupting to tell you those turned out to be some famous last words. Because now that it's yet another day later, I can tell you that the second alternator was also no good. Bad diodes. Once again, we double-checked the wiring just to be sure, even had a mechanic up the street from us check it, and he said, no, it's fine. He said, really, these two main wires, if you hook them up backwards, it won't work. It's not going to hurt anything, but it won't work. You have to have them hooked up properly. Okay, so Thomas got yet a third alternator, and earlier today, I helped him put it on. Didn't bring the camera along this time because we kind of zipped through it just as fast as we could, and we hooked it up, and it didn't work. The alternator light came on, so he thought, well, maybe we got the wires reversed this time, because the chances of getting three bad alternators were, you know, kind of not impossible, but we didn't figure it was going to happen. So we took those two main wires off and reversed them, and it still didn't work. And we got to thinking, well, maybe it is bad, or you know, maybe we got confused and hooked the wires up exactly the same way. And that's exactly what happened. As we took the wires, made sure we reversed them. It's working fine. No red light. Alternator's charging. truck's running great. Sometimes you just have to keep working on the problem. We've learned that with Pearl, and I'm sure we're going to learn that lesson over and over again. Alright? So anyway, it's raining again. I'm going to get out of here, shut this down, and send this video out to you. Okay? Just wanted to let you know we finally got the F-150 back on the road. But it took all week to do it. I don't feel so bad about it taking years for me to get Pearl back on the road now. But we'll be back next week, maybe to work on a fuel line. Probably not, but it could happen. In the meantime, give me a like below, click subscribe, buy me a coffee. Join us here every Sunday morning on YouTube for the MT and me. On behalf of my neighbor Thomas, thanks for including me in the repair over there, and thank you for watching it. I'm Russ. I love you, Nomies. We'll talk later.